Yes, it has been quite a decade indeed for OGCI. So as a quick background, so we are an organization of 12 companies around the world, major oil and gas companies, NOCs and IOCs. And so when we were created, the objective was really to catalyze the climate response of the industry, and we built our actions towards three pillars, right? The first is being obviously reducing the emissions of the membership that we have, so with like some ambitions and targets that we've set up throughout this decade. The second was to help the rest of the industry, acknowledging that beyond the circle of 12 companies, we have also kind of learnings and best practice to share. And the third was how can we catalyze and we accelerate the scale up of solutions that could be useful for others, right? So on the first part and the decarbonization of the member companies' operation, it was actually quite successful. We halved the methane emissions between 2017 and now, right? Almost 45% reduction in flaring, almost 20% reduction in GHG emissions. So like the member companies, they accelerated the decarbonization of their operations, and they shared best practice internally to ensure that we get to the best results. We expanded that to the rest of the industry. Obviously, we don't want to stay like this kind of circle. So we also engaged quite extensively with others. Best practice sharing. Obviously, recently the OGDC was like a good example as well. And on the rest of the solutions that we can bring, we accelerated the number of CCUS hubs. We started 2017, we had 9 hubs. The member companies, they were involved in 9 hubs. Now we are more than 40 hubs, so it's quite significant, right? And again, through like the collaboration, not only within the OGCI member companies, but also with stakeholders from other sectors, the marine sectors, the hard-to-abate, to ensure that we get where we need to be. We were involved earlier before COP in the framing of the OGDC, and we were obviously thrilled to see it coming out of the ground at COP last year. And since then, we have supported the COP28 team, and now we are helping on the secretariat part. And the first year was critical, right? Because it's when obviously you have like all these initiatives that come, that pop up, and then you need to operationalize and make sure that it's delivering the promises. And so the first year for us was really making sure that it's up and running. So building the team behind, making sure that we have like the governance system that is needed. Obviously securing the signatories and making sure that they sign on to something in December. And we need to make sure that they are still on and energized and also like thrilled to collaborate among themselves. So the collaboration part was the key pillar for us this year, making sure that we start sharing the webinars, the best practices, the one-on-one training that these companies need to have. At the end of the day, it's more than 50 companies, 30 countries, 40% of the global oil production, so it's massive. And many of them, they haven't started yet completely their decarbonization journey. So it was quite important getting up and running, making sure that you get the knowledge that is needed, you get the support that is needed as well. And the second part of this first year was making sure, and this is part of the charter, right? Making sure that we start reporting and we start, sharing where we are so we can actually track the progress. That's also the objective, right? So we are finalizing the survey across the signatories to understand, where they are in terms of reporting, in terms of transparency, in terms of emissions, baselining, targeting as well. And the idea is we hope to have the first progress report of the decarbonization charter before COP. So wait and see.